Bill Kregler, he's our Republican candidate for Queens Borough President. He was just endorsed by the Queens County Republican Party last night. Wow. And he's a great friend. He's a great friend of our club. He's a great friend of the Republican Party. He's the president of the the New York City Fire Marshals Benevolent Association, and every time Joe ran, he gave his endorsement to Joe. He's been always there to support the Republican Party. I can't find a man who has better credentials, more sterling a reputation of integrity than this person who's standing right here to my left. So let's give a big Queens Village Republican Club welcome with your flags, with your voices, because he's not going to hear this in the Democratic precincts here in Queens. Let's hear it for him. Take it away, Bill.
I gather it's going to be a long night here, so I'm going to try to keep it simple here. Bill, thank you for that compliment. That of all the compliments I ever received, that's the most recent, you know. All right, let me give you a little background on me, ladies and gentlemen, for those who don't know me. My name is Bill Kregler. I was born in Royalton, Queens, 38 years ago.
Really?
Maybe a little longer. I did some time in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and then I came back to Woodside and married into it 28 years ago to my lovely wife Janet and my 2 adult children, Brittany and Kevin. My work experience. I started off with the FBI as an accounting technician for the Bank Fraud Embezzlement Squad. I went over to the New York City Housing Police, did some time there as a housing police officer back in the bad old days when they had their own separate department. And then I ended up at the New York City Fire Department for over 20 years as a firefighter and fire marshal. I have a degree in accounting from Brooklyn College, and as Phil mentioned, I am the president of the Fire Marshals Benevolent Association. And let me tell you, Joe, third time's going to be a charm here. I guarantee you.
Thank you very much.
I've also been a member of my local school board, where I've got a good taste of politics and the frustration around it. What's the question, right? Bill, why do you want to run for borough president?
Right.
What makes you think I wanted to run for borough? I felt like I had to run for borough president. This is a very unique time, ladies and gentlemen, where we have elected officials that decide that they know better than the people that voted them in on what's good for their neighborhoods. It's a terrible time. We have a mayor that totally disregards the local community votes. On their votes and on their petitions. If you don't toe the line, he just forgets you. We have overloaded the community boards with people that have to toe that line. Our elected officials have said nothing about homeless shelters when they've moved in at the middle of the night without notifications to the local community. That is a big issue, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a public service. It's a new industry. It's the warehousing. It's a new industry for people making millions, building hotels under the roofs that they're going to be hotels. But if you look at their work permits, it shows residential units. In me along Queens Boulevard, unbelievable where they're popping up. The unchecked overdevelopment. A good example would be, look at Long Island City. If you stand too long, they're going to put you in the foundation. We have 40-story structures going up. Where's the schools? Where's the hospital? Have they increased the police presence, the city services, the sanitation, the fire department? Some money's being made here. We're not on that train, I guess. The bike lanes, you know, I'm not against bike lanes. What I do now privately, I'm a consultant on emergency management, emergency response, emergency preparedness. That's my forte now, right? I believe in bike lanes because, you know what? When the trains and buses go down, we're going to need the bike lanes. But we can't take away car lanes to do that. What this done along Queens Boulevard has stymied the economy of the local businesses, also has impacted negatively on the surrounding neighborhoods. These people, it's grief from from dusk to dawn there. It's terrible, ladies and gentlemen. And what I just want to wrap up real quick. What I'm not trying to do is ring a bell to make you notice these issues. It's a fire alarm. We're in an emergency situation. We got to put this out and put this out now. I attended a meeting last night with the county GOP. I met my other candidates. What a high quality of professionals. I'm a run-of-the-mill civil servant. I just got my pension. I was happy. I got professionals in the accountants, doctors, teachers, serious individuals that are taking on the challenge, willing to step into the arena, gang. You know the arena because you're all in it, right? You're not there by the majority rule, right? You're there because you feel bigger about the issues instead of trying to make your social circle a little bit bigger. And you should commend yourselves for that. So I ask for your support. I'll try to behave. Sherry Murray said she'll pull me in. They locked up the bar on that. This is the second Knights of Columbus I've been to. I can get to the bar. It's amazing. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I'll be done with my speech. I apologize for not being able to stick around. I've been called down to Washington, D.C. to speak to some government officials. I'd rather leave it at that. Don't ring any bells like that means anything. I'm going down tomorrow morning, and I got to go check that out. I just want to say once again, thank you. I'll do my best, and I really do feel this is our time. I really do feel that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Any questions, anyone? Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
This is not a question, but a comment. All of us live in Queens, most of our lives, and Queens is an area that is very underserved by mass transit, especially subway service. Now, there are parts of Queens where there's no subway service. I mean, if you take the Montauk branch of Long Island Railroad, which cuts through Maspeth, Glendale, Middle Village, and Richmond Hill, that was shut down over 30 years ago. Plus extending subway lines to southeast Queens and northeast Queens.
I totally agree with you, sir.
Yes?
We have so much unused rail line in this city, and it's coming to a head now with this Penn Station issue here now. Plus, we have the rebuilding of the LaGuardia Airport. Where's the air train on that? My God, like they did with JFK. You want to relieve our highways and stuff? Why don't we have an air train go from Jamaica to LaGuardia, 125th Street, 42nd Street, 34th Street, Wall Street, back out to Brooklyn, and right out to JFK. Wouldn't that be a great infrastructure? We have a president now. And by the way, the Fire Marshals Benevolent Association endorsed Donald Trump for president. How many people were out? He stood out there, they endorsed him, they accepted, and he won. Man, that was the longest night of my life. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I watched these poll watchers, these professional poll watchers up at the suite. For some reason, they wanted me up there, not on the convention floor. But I drank all their booze there, too. It was easy. But just to watch this, ladies and gentlemen, how it, became a reality. I was numb, even when he won. I was thinking 270 the whole night. Just 270. I know I got to get to 270. But after 3 o'clock in the morning, I didn't have the energy to celebrate. I really didn't have the energy. And now, I think he's just getting his sea legs here, and he's coming around. I think today's speech, as you mentioned, once again, next question. I have my favorite.
You mentioned Queens Boulevard. I was speaking to a real estate developer just a couple hours ago, and he mentioned that down by Jamaica Avenue and those places, they're going to move Queens Boulevard. It's going to be downtown Queens. They're moving Queens Boulevard in a sense to down by Jamaica Avenue as the downtown Queens, so to speak.
You know what? I believe in responsible development. You just can't put gigantic buildings. Foregoing all our zoning requirements. What's zoning for? It's not to prevent development. It's there to maintain the quality of life for that neighborhood that you're building in. And this mayor has a goal that, let's build right up to the sidewalk as far as we can. Don't worry about the parking. Don't worry about everything. This is human warehousing under the rules of affordable housing. That's the problem. You can't have another million people come into this city and not have services provided for them or opportunity to pay for their units, whether it be rental or ownership. It's as simple as that. Once again,
question?
Yes, sir.
You have a challenger on the Republican side?
Yeah, what's her name? Oh, no, no, I'm not a Republican. Oh, no, forgive me. No, not yet.
You running against Melinda
I'm
Kennedy?
running against me. No. I don't need any challenge. I already got Melinda. No, I'm the only one left. When they said they looked for a volunteer to run for borough president, I was looking down at my phone and everyone stepped behind me. What happened? But it was fun. No, you know what? I kid you, and I don't mean to be this way, but I know it's going to be a long night. You got a lot of candidates here. I just enjoy the people I'm around right now. I got real professionals that are really going to support me and hold me up and take care of the little incidentals and the logistical aspects of this. I'll behave, I promise. I'll do my job. I really will. I'll try to toe the line as well as the good people you have around me. Yes, ma'am.
Bernadette Sample. I'm from Laurelton as well, so yeah.
222nd Street.
Kindred Stone.
Road.
Laurelton is one of the highest per capita income.
Yes.
neighborhood. You know that. Right?
Higher than whites.
So why can't I walk up to Merrick and sit down and have a cup of coffee or a bagel? I gotta have deli after deli run by guys from Yemen. Okay? And this is seriously, because how do they get the money to deliver a deli on every street? I got Jamaican restaurant. I want to call them restaurant because it's like, get your food and get out. But every other nice neighborhood who has money, you can go, walk up to the main drag, and sit down and have a meal and get to know everybody else. You can't do that. And we used to be able to do that in Laurelton. Not anymore.
Well, I tell you what.
You change that, you'll get Laurelton.
Well, we had to change, and the change is coming here. We have a gentleman running for that position, and I tell you right now, it's going to happen, because you know what? He wants it to happen. Here's another guy, like, these individuals, these candidates you have, stepping into the ring, you're fighting Goliath, you know? But I feel that you can, though. We have good people, and that's the thing. You need to change. You want change, people? Here's the opportunity. We give you choice now. You don't have to. We give you choice. It depends on how much you want to make that choice. Okay, if there's any more questions, gang? Okay, all right. I want to, once again, I apologize for not being able to stay around. I got to get ready for Washington.
Can you repeat your name, please?
William K. Kregler. Kregler.
He's going to be on the top of the petition for the county, Queens County petitions, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.